Hey, all right, everybody. Welcome to Hangar 18, episode number 51. And I was trying to think of like some like cool thing that goes with the number 51. And the only thing I could think of was the song that was like, playing solitaire to one with a deck of 51, watching
Dude,
Captain Kangaroo and fucking something else. I don't think
dude,
those are the exact lyrics, but it was pretty close.
Area 51, man.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fuck. Okay, you're right. I can't believe I didn't think about that, but yeah, Groom Lake, fucking testing, all that kind of weird shit.
Yeah,
So they got the aliens, man. All right.
the whole song, Hangar 18.
Yeah, it's about Area 51. Holy shit, you're right. God damn it. I'm a fucking retard. All right. Erase all that shit I just said, and I'm going to start again. Hey, everybody, welcome to Hangar 18, episode number 51. And it's just like totally an homage to Area 51, which I totally knew all about.
Right.
Totally going to talk about, because Hangar 18. Okay, so I'm your big giant blue heavy metal fucking skirt chasing fucking stabby faced anti-Halloween in August motherfucker from another world, Thundercracker. And with me as always is the droopy dog, the Ray Romano's brother, the great southern panty dropper, the Spock to my Kirk, Dreadwind.
Droopy dog to your quick draw McGraw.
Yeah, I like that. You know what? Even like Bob Louie would be a good one there too.
Oh yeah. Hey, if you chase skirts, I suggest you stay away from Scotland.
Oh, good point. We were just talking about bagpipes too.
Yeah.
It was awesome. We had a viewer for like 1 second. So it was like, what? Okay, I'm out.
This isn't Megadeth.
Yeah, this is what the fuck? This has nothing to do with Transformers. All right, hey, let's go into our heavy metal news. Kurt Loder. Fuck yeah. All right, heavy metal news. All right, so, hey, just so you know, I was cheating on you this past weekend. I was on another podcast.
What?
Yeah, it's called The History of Bad Ideas. And, like, I was there in my booth at the Cincinnati Comic Expo, and these dudes were like, hey, Cobra Trooper, come on over here. We want to interview you. I was like, okay. And really, it just gave me a chance to plug my page and my group and my charity. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's probably the one viewer we had. And then he was like, well, this shit sucks.
Yeah, probably. He's like, wait a minute. This got nothing to do with pop culture. Okay. All right, heavy metal news. We got way off track there for a second. Way to go, Dreadwood. All right, so I was looking around for heavy metal news, and I saw this album called this article called 10 Terrible Metal Albums by 10 Brilliant Metal Bands.
I almost went with that one.
I'm going to run this by you, and we'll talk about whether we think the album is bad or we think the band is brilliant, right?
Okay.
Number 10, Korn, The Path of Totality. First of all, I don't consider Korn a brilliant metal band. What do you think about that, Dreadwin?
I wouldn't say brilliant. Definitely groundbreaking and influential, yes. Brilliant, no.
All right. Okay. So the next one is...
I'll give them credit where that's due.
The next one is Fear Factory, Transgression. And in my opinion, that's not a fucking terrible album. So fuck those guys.
Nah. I'm with you.
Okay. See why I call you Droopy Dog? All right, moving on to the next one. Judas Priest, Jugulator. I got to kind of give it to him on that one. It's not all that great. If I was going to pick my two worst Judas Priest albums, I'd pick Demolition and Jugulator. And I'm thinking Jugulator's a little worse than Demolition.
Yeah, I actually kind of like some of Demolition. I'm not big on Jugulator, though.
All right, this one I think we can both agree on. Pantera, great band. Metal Magic, not so great an album.
That one doesn't even count.
Yeah, the glam metal days. I think they released, what, like 2 or 3 albums?
Something like that, yeah.
No. Okay. All right, this next one really pisses me off. Machine Head, Supercharger. I'm sorry, Supercharger's a great album.
What? Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, it is. Everything Machine Head does is awesome. And anybody who disagrees is a communist. Better dead than red, boy. All right, moving on.
Wolverines.
All right, yeah, right on. Piss in the radiator. All right. Morbid Angel, Elude Divinum Insanus. And a lot of people aren't big Morbid Angel fans, but this is probably not the greatest Morbid Angel album. But it's still not.
Yeah.
It's still not awful. So, you know, come on. Fucking Morbid Angel. right?
I have is it Domination is the name of it, I think, or
I think so. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here's one I can kind of agree on. Anthrax's Stomp 442.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's way too fucking cheesy. All right.
Yeah.
This next one, no. It's my least favorite Slayer album, but come on. It's Slayer. Diabolus Musica. No. Wrong. Fuck off. And first of all, Rain and Blood and Seasons of the Abyss and Haunting the Chapel, they all fucking ooze their awesomeness over into this album. So they fucking like, it just takes care of it, right? You can't put out 11s every time. Occasionally, you have to put out a 10. Come on.
Just to play devil's advocate, it's comparatively speaking to other Slayer albums, it's not that great.
It's got Stain of Mine on it. Come on.
Slayer does new metal.
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
Yeah. I said it.
I'm going to have to carpet bomb your house. All right, so moving on. Black Sabbath, Forbidden. Yeah, this is the one that like Ice-T was like contributing to the album.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah.
I mean the guitar in it is okay. I mean,
pretty much anything after Ozzy, I don't really follow. I mean, I know about the Dio stuff, but
yeah,
you know, all the '80s stuff.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Were you in a drug haze in the '80s? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was in some sort of induced coma. Yeah.
You're only barely out of it now.
I know, right?
All right, and finally, Let me start that one time. And finally, Iron Maiden Virtual 11. This one I'm kind of torn on because it is definitely not the greatest Iron Maiden album ever. And
yeah, I'll probably agree with that one.
But still, if you take this and compare it to like, I don't know, some of the bands on this fucking playlist you had today, it's a goddamn masterpiece.
I'm surprised they didn't have Metallica listed on there.
No, it could point because Metallica is like last, I don't know, everything after Justice. Maybe, you know, everybody gets on me about that. The Black Album is okay, but it's not the first four. And everything after the Black Album is just absolute garbage.
Right, yeah. I'm with you.
Fuck those albums.
Yeah.
I mean, what do they have now, 10?
Oh, I don't know. A lot.
Let's see, there was Load and Reload.
Let's see, the Black Album was number 5.
Yeah, so. The Load Reload, that's 6 and 7.
Right.
Saint Anger.
Saint Anger.
8. And then the one with the coffin guy on there, Death Magnetic, right? And then the Destructo Super Magnetism, whatever the fuck, and that last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 albums. And like there's
10 albums. Well, 11 if you include that piece of shit Lulu thing they did with Lou Reed.
So they're shooting, so they're batting like 500, you know?
Yeah.
But part of that 500 is fucking Master of Puppets, so fuck.
Right.
Right on. So that's my metal news. Sorry that took like fucking 10 minutes. There you go. Go ahead. With your heavy metal news.
My heavy metal news. Machine Head's working on a new album.
Yeah, bitch.
Rob Flynn, the new album is called Catharsis.
Yeah.
Rob Flynn says, this is Rob Flynn's quote, "Lower your expectations for the heaviness, lower your expectations for the speed. This is ... If the Blackening was us at our most thrashing and aggressive, this is probably the most melodic and most grooving that we've been."
Oh, fuck.
There's little thrashy bits here and there, and it's heavy, but it's a very grooving, rocking, melodic record, he goes on to say. Then he says, to clarify, "I'm telling you that because I don't want everyone to think that we're dropping fucking Rain and Blood. And I could tell you that if I wanted to. I could make motherfuckers think that we're dropping the heaviest 29 minutes of music ever, but this isn't it. I want to be realistic with you. I want to be honest with you. It's very melodic. No reason in particular. Decided to write some grooving stuff." He says they're just really, really good songs. A lot of the songs are going to be shorter. And then he went on to clarify a little bit later and said, let's see. It really reminds me of the Burning Red. It's definitely got a Burning Red vibe to it, and I think that's cool. It's like Burning Red with Burn My Eyes production or the Blackening production, but musically, it's definitely got more of that Burning Red era. A lot of groove, if you know what I'm talking about, type of thing. So
Well,
there you go.
I heard one of the songs off of that new album, and
Mhm.
it is basically a big middle finger to gun owners.
Oh, okay.
So I wasn't a fan of that, but
Yeah.
I'm a fan. I don't know if you know this or not, but I am a fan of Machine Head. So
Yeah, in fact, I just heard a new song from Ministry that they just rolled out live recently, and that just to tell you the name of the song is Antifa, so you
oh
can get
god,
an idea of what it is. Yeah. Now, musically, the song fucking kicks ass. The music's great, but of course, the lyric content, it's all pro Antifa.
herder capitalism kills. Herder.
Yeah, I mean, I get, Al's always been into the whole anarchy type thing, but
Hold on, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that a musician and/or artist is way left wing?
yeah, surprise, huh? A musician and or artist from Los Angeles.
Yeah, who'd have thunk that, right?
Who'd have thought that? Yeah.
All right.
So
Okay.
there you
Well, all right. Well, those were fucking like pretty depressing.
go. I know.
This is the news. All right. Next week we'll have some upbeat news. It'll be like, hey,
It's just
James Hetfield grew a third testicle or some shit like that.
yeah, it's a slow week.
All right. So moving on into our 10 songs we're going to review. And as always, if you want to know the names of the songs, you want to listen to yourself, you want to think, what the fuck are these guys talking about? It'll be in the description of the YouTube video. It'll also be tattooed on some chick in the Midwest breasts at some point. You never know. All right. Our very first song is from a band called Sledgehammer, and they are from Toronto. So already I was scared. Toronto 2013.
Right.
We've not had much luck with Canadian bands on this show, right?
This is true.
I think we're like 1 for 4 maybe of good songs. The song is called Carry On Eater. Carry On Eater? Carry On? Carrying? All right. Dead Things.
Yep.
Eater. The Fallen Sun 2016 is the album. Well, The Fallen Sun is the album released in 2016. The very beginning reminds me of like the little midis they play on 8-bit video games.
Yeah.
It was like what the fuck is that? All right, I like the transition from death metal or from death vocals to the clean vocals, but I'm not a fan of the chorus, like where it's all the clean vocals, because the dude just, I don't know, sounds like his balls are being squeezed. Speaking of Rob Flynn, the lead guitar player looks a lot like Rob Flynn, and every time the camera goes on, he looks up and gives this stupid looking fucking dopey smile, and it spoils my appetite for eating carrion. I love the way that they did one solo and then right into another solo. That was pretty good. I like that.
Mhm.
The bass player, though, he should definitely stay off camera because his metal face looks like he is trying to squeeze out a large turd.
Man, I thought you'd like the bass player because he's got a cool name, right?
What was his name?
Dan.
Oh no, not all bands are good. I mean, look at Dan Patrick. Fuck that guy. All right, the song is about 2 minutes too long. First of all. And then they threw in a breakdown at the end, and it's almost like they did it like an afterthought. They're like, hey, man, this is dragging out forever. What can we do back here? Let's do a breakdown. Okay. And then they do overdubbed death vocals at the end where they got like a chorus of death vocals, which fucking is weird, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Sledgehammer Carrion Eater, I give a 6.5 Dreadful.
Wow. Okay.
That breaks your heart?
First of all, cool name.
I want to eat a combo real quick while you're doing this. Go ahead.
I really like the band name, actually.
Me too.
I thought it was a cool name.
It's like a play on sludge and sledgehammer. In case people
right, exactly. And yeah.
This is way over explained that everybody got it right there. That got my own show.
That got your own show. So yeah, this band features 2 singers. One of the, I think the second singer is actually the bass player too.
Is he?
Yeah.
God damn, I didn't make that connection. Okay, go ahead.
Yep. So it kind of works. I'm not a fan of the dreadlock guy singer. You were the opposite of me. I actually preferred the other singer guy.
Who would have thought that would happen?
You would have thought that, right? But yeah, I like how the guitar players. You kind of made a comment. They make these goofy faces. They're just like sitting in the studio playing along, right? So
yeah.
I like how they make it look like they're they're not even breaking a sweat while they're playing all this stuff.
Right.
Which, of course, you know, that's thanks to hours and hours and hours of practice of playing it over and over and over again. Yeah, they just make it look easy. Starts with that, I guess, that video game thing you were talking about. It's like a little technical sound and run that they try to do on the guitar.
MIDIs, those are what those are called.
Yeah, yeah. And then the downtune madness begins after that. It's pretty good riff going on that they have. It's the chorus actually has a decent melody to it, I think, and is interesting because they're doing it while talking about ripping flesh and rotting bones and eating carry on and stuff like that. The first solo is good. The second solo is technically good, but it kind of felt like he went off on a tangent without actually trying to fit it into the song.
Yeah, yeah, totally. I can see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know, he just, you know, and
how do you do it one more time?
I can't do it. I actually kind of liked it. I give it a 7.0.
Oh, well, not too far off.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of the death growly vocals, but it kind of worked for the most part. And
you know what we should do? We should go to one of their concerts and demand that like they do the whole song with the clean guy for you and the death metal guy for me.
We should do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, they'd probably do that too.
Yeah. It did get a little repetitive in parts of it, but for the most part, I enjoyed it.
All right. Okay, our next song is about a really evil can of applesauce called Hellmots. What the name of the band is? You like that?
Nice.
All right, yeah. They're from Brazil. They were formed in 2009. The song was called "Wielding the Axe," and the album is called "Southbourne," released in 2014. My very first note is cool. They filmed this at my high school. And I am digging the tempo changes, but the drum tone not so much the drum tone on the snare. They almost had like a Saint Anger type drum tone on the snare that Lars was a big fan of for a while, which I really hate.
Yeah.
The lead singer looks like that British porno guy from Brazzers, except with a beard. I love that they lit their playing space with the headlights from a Jeep. It's just so awesome. They're like in this parking garage, and they got a Jeep pulled up with the headlights on. That's what they're playing by. It's fucking great. Yeah. The singing is decidedly not synced up to the video very well, so I'm expecting Godzilla to come out and fuck these guys up at any moment.
That would have been epic.
It totally would have. If they would have done that, I'd give this a 10, but so I did not. Okay. And then, is he saying, I am the wielding the axe? That makes no sense to me.
Something like that, yeah.
It sounds like he's saying, I am the wielding the axe, is what it says. The tempo change at 2:45 was pretty good. But can we all agree that the water on the drums thing has been done to death? Where they got the drums and they hit it and the water splashes up. Okay, we've seen it before. Calm down on that. It's some Blue Man Group bullshit right there. I give the satanic can of applesauce Hellmots wielding the axe a 7.0 Dreadwood.
Yeah, I'm with you. The drums sounded very thin with that, especially early on, and it got a little bit better later on in the mix, but that snare drum was harsh. My next note was cut that shit off the end of your guitars. I cannot stand the whisker crap.
You know, I almost commented on that. I wonder, like, is that like I see some guitarists do it, some don't. Is that like a personal preference thing?
Yeah.
You're like, look how edgy I am. I left the fucking extra string on.
Yeah, basically. That's basically what it comes down to. They're like, oh, no, like if I break a string, I can like just unwind it and pull it back and then I can restring it. No, you fucking can't.
Yeah, you need to do a whole new string, tough guy.
It's already been kinked at the point where you turn the knob to actually put it into the tuner. You know, it kinks right there. So if you're gonna pull it back out, it's gonna be kinked. And guess what? When a string is kinked, it's gonna fucking break where it's kinked at. Cut the shit off.
Damn. You seem to have some pretty harsh opinions on that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Did some extra strings at the end of the tuners? They like I
have been stabbed in my hand. I used to work at a music store, and I would change. You know, would sell guitars and stuff, but also would change strings and clean up guitars and everything. And one day I was restringing a guitar, and the high E string, which is the smallest one, it snapped and stabbed the palm of my hand. I had a mark, a little dot, for years that did not go away. It took like almost 10 years for that dot to finally go away.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel very, very triggered right now.
Okay.
I need my safe space.
In a ball pit.
Anyway, what were hell mounts. Okay. So I don't like this shit on the guitar. The guitars, speaking of the guitars, how'd you like that segue?
Pretty good.
The guitars are panned very hard left and right between the two guitar players. You can tell there's one guitar player that's panned hard left on the headphones. The other guitar player is panned hard right on the headphones. At times, it sounds like they're playing at different speeds. They're not quite synced up right, and it's
that's
like
probably not good.
Yeah, it's like the guitar player on the left earphone is playing at the right speed. He's with the drums and he's going, and seems to be the better guitar player of the two. The one on the right seems to be like a half beat behind him at times. So it's a little, with headphones on, it's kind of jarring there.
I never picked up on that.
Yeah, you need headphones, man.
I was wearing headphones. I'm just stupid.
I wouldn't say that, but okay. So it has a pretty typical thrash sound to it. The singer is okay, but there's no range to his vocals whatsoever.
Oh yeah, totally. He's totally flat. Yep.
There's no melody or hook that makes the chorus stand out from the rest of the song or anything like that. I also felt like the song kind of ended too soon because they did. There was no solo in this one.
Yep.
They did that little breakdown, and then after the breakdown, you were expecting them to go back into maybe one more chorus or something, and they just stopped.
They got tired.
Kind of weird. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I gave it 7.0 also.
All right, fucking symbiotic on that one.
Yeah.
All right, our next band is Warfect, and the song is called "Purveyors of Cadaver." So apparently, like, you can purvey the cadaver to be a carry-on eater.
Yeah, isn't that a great name for a song though?
Yeah, it is totally. All right, the band is from Sweden, 2003. And this is from their album Scavengers, released in 2016. My very first note is 17 seconds of silence at the beginning of the song. Why? And then, okay, I forgive these guys. They sound pretty fucking thrash.
Yeah.
I wonder if the young James Hetfield knows this guy stole his V.
No, that's mine, man.
You got a white V like that too?
I have the exact same guitar.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
That little breakdown they do at 224 is fucking awesome. In fact, I love the fact that all the instruments are easily identifiable in the mix. You can hear, like, sometimes like bass get washed out, and sometimes like the drums sound tinny in songs, but this song not so much. I can hear everything. The solo is blistering as fuck. According to Neil Arnold of MetalForcesMagazine.com, the band plays on exoneration-denied, modern, and technically sophisticated thrash metal, comparable to the music of Sadus and Vector. The electric guitars were unpredictable, and the vocals were vicious. The style was modeled on the thrash metal of the late 1980s, which I totally agree with. The band does not sound Swedish, which I also totally agree with.
Yeah.
It definitely does not sound like another different Swedish bands we've heard. But rather come closer to the bands like Anarchist, Creator, and Slayer. Totally. Especially in the song Drone Wars, where the band sounded very much like Slayer, while the song Inflammatory sounds like a mixture of Slayer and Voivod. I got to go listen to that song. That'd be an interesting combination.
Yeah.
Anyway, Warfect, Purveyors of Cadavers. I give an 8.0, and shockingly, I give a high score to the thrash song. Go ahead, Trevor.
Yeah, my first note was, dude, this guy's got an Ibanez Flying V exactly. I have the exact same guitar, same color, everything. I was like, oh, of course he plays it better than I do. So,
okay.
Believe in yourself. Straight up speed thrash metal, old school metal. The dude's got an old school metal denim vest on with the
battle jacket.
Yeah, awesome. He kind of looks a little like Rob Halford, I thought.
Yeah, kind of a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Great solo. Blistering guitars. The song is a relentless, in-your-face assault of brutal thrash with a killer solo.
Okay. What about the solo?
I don't know what else to say about it. If you like thrash metal, then you're going to like this. I gave it 8.0 also.
Goddamn, we're symbolic twice now.
Yeah.
wonder if we can make it a 5 this time.
Except my only complaint is the song is called "Purveyors of Cadavers," but for the chorus he says "Purveyors of War."
Oh, what the fuck? That's like pulling the plug right out from under you, right?
I know, right?
Let's write a fucking angry letter. All right. Our next band is Deadlock.
At least he didn't have any whiskers on his fucking guitar.
All right. Our next band is Deadlock out of Schwarzenfeld, Bavaria, Germany, 1997. The album is called Hybris 2016. The song is called Berserk. And every time I hear the word Berserk, I always think of that song, Would You Like Some Making Fuck Berserker from Clerks. Remember that?
Okay. No, I didn't see that.
Jay and Silent Bot. No, never mind. All right. Anyway.
I didn't watch it.
The little 1 minute long skit of the zombie football players at the front of the song, I really could have done without.
Yeah.
And they did that throughout the entire song. It was like a zombie football game going on. I'm not a fan of the weird effect on the dude's voice. I hate the chorus. It is like this big, thick Evanescence sound that every 15-year-old emo chick thinks is metal. It's almost like Lady Gaga wandered into a Lamb of God show and said, fuck it, I'll sing. I'm also not a fan of
Metallica.
Right, or Metallica, right on. I'm also not a fan of the short solo, which reminds me a bit of the sound pigs make when they're fucking. The female's voice is auto-tuned as fuck. So Deadlock, Berserk, those are all my notes. Deadlock, Berserk, I give a 6.5 Red Room.
Yeah, zombie football players is my first note because they're zombie football players. And I felt like it was a deleted scene from Beetlejuice or something.
That's good.
I kept waiting for the old lady, with the smoke coming out of her neck. Do you remember that scene?
Yep, totally.
They kept calling her Coach.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got a really odd intro. It sounds like the beginning of some pop song. Mm-hmm. Wasn't a fan of that. And then they came back to it. That's that weird vocal effect you're talking about. And they came back to it later in the song that totally could have done without that. 8-string guitars kick in after the intro. It's pretty standard screamo vocals.
Did they have 8-string guitar and didn't the basses have a 5-string bass?
Yeah, actually they covered like all the strings.
I was gonna say, it looked like they did. Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say they just weren't happy with the standard amount of strings.
Yeah, one guitar player had an 8-string. The other guitar player looked like he had a 7-string, and then the bass player had the 5-string. So yeah they're still missing a 6-string. But
we're non-conforming.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, then the female singer joins in, and it's very kind of Evanescence-like he said, with screamo vocals. Now, I did one positive here. I did think that the guitars were actually mixed pretty well. Mm-hmm. They sounded heavy without sounding too muddy, like most djenty bands do when they use 8 strings. Usually you get these big 8-string bands, and they're tuned down 4 steps, and it's.
I was rocking out to that.
So yeah, they didn't sound like that. They actually,
my nipples just poke clean through my shirt on.
It was well defined, I guess is the way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. The song tries to go from being utterly brutal to spacious and melodic, but it comes across sounding like a generic combination of 2 different generic styles.
Like they're trying too hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Very much so. Yeah, that's about it. 6.5. I was not really.
Fucking 3. All right.
Yeah.
The next band is called The Unguided, and they're from Falkenberg, Sweden. Formed in 2010. I know. Fucking all over the Swedes on this one. You must have been eating meatballs and you came up with this shit.
I was looking up bands I hadn't heard before.
The song is called Inception, and we went through like 14 dreams before we finally came to this song.
Yeah.
The album is called Fragile Immortality from 2013. My notes are, what the fuck is this? The intro sounds like Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Is this World of Warcraft? Holy fucking shit. The chorus to this song is like having your balls hit with a rubber mallet. The singer looks like that dude from the Lazy Town show. The 5-second solo was okay, but way too many keyboards for me. This song sucks ass. 6.0. 6.0 I give it.
Okay. All right. First note. Yay, keyboard intro.
Uh-huh.
Two singers again. Again, one of the singers is, I think, the guitar player, and then the main singer is like the lead singer. The lead singer looks like he should be singing for Avenged Sevenfold. And again, this is another what's becoming very typical nowadays in a lot of modern metal, where you have the screamo verse and then the clean vocals for the chorus.
I think they call that shit.
Yeah. The screamo guy sounds like what it would sound like if Skeletor was fronting a metal band, if Skeletor were a whiny emo bitch trying to do screamo.
Hey man.
Yeah, the guitar player / singer has a decent voice, if not very generic sounding. The whole song has a very generic screamo verse clean / clean chorus sound.
Hey, let me stop you right there. You remember back in the day, like when the generic store brands would be like a totally white box with just like black lettering?
Yeah.
Like it would have like a box of detergent, it would just say detergent on a white box in black.
Right.
Okay, that's all. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, and now the generics, like, they try to make the box look exactly like the actual one.
Yep.
That's kind of like what these guys are doing. Yeah, just very generic. Any modern metal band that does the screamo verses with the big clean choruses, they all sound like this band. The video itself was actually more interesting than the song. I give it a 6.0.
Not down at 4. I think we're going to do it. All right, our next band is called Vainglory. They're from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you go into Georgia, if you go into Atlanta, there's a big sign. Like, as you go into Atlanta, it says Atlanta is coming, and it's spelled Cumming. I don't understand why they put that up there.
There's a town in Georgia called Cumming, Cumming.
All right. Fucking must be where Peter North is from. Let's move on.
Maybe so. I don't know.
This is from their self-titled album released in 2006. The song is called Burden. Okay, right off the rip, I like the fact that they played one note and then just like let it ride and then played a bunch of shit over top, like one, and that fucking went on for like 10 seconds. They played a bunch of shit on top of that one note. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. The singer sounds to me like Joan Jett if somebody took her weed away. It's like almost like Joan Jett, except way more pissed off. Mm-hmm. The video made me think I might need new glasses.
Yeah.
They're all over the fucking place with like all these weird effects. It's almost like a fucking high school AV club produced it.
Yeah, I think they did it. They did it themselves. But yeah.
Wow, so high school AV club, pretty much. All right, so the solo was pretty good. They stole that strobe effect from the Enter Sandman video. I'm sorry, but where he's like standing there and the black and white strobe comes on, and they totally stole that from the Enter Sandman video.
Yeah.
The female singer's voice gets really old really fast, and she's wearing way too many like leather on top of herself for me to like give her any kind of leeway. And the harmonizing that they do with the dude, she like harmonizes with one of the dudes. I forget, it's like maybe the drummer. I don't know, but that doesn't help at all. But Vainglory, Burden, was a burden to me this week, and I give it a 6.5 drone.
Wow, man! I thought you liked this one a little bit more than that.
Did not like it.
I first saw these guys play live at Dragon Con. Believe it or not.
Oh yeah.
Around 2008-ish, so shortly after this. And the singer's Kate French. She used to be in a band called Chastain, apparently. And she's married to the guitar player, whose name is Corbin King. He's like the main songwriter.
Oh, dude, you know what would be awesome is the guitar player if his name was Indian. That way their wedding could have been the French and Indian wedding. Right, go ahead.
Okay, so I think I don't have too many notes on it though. It's there's not a lot of diversity in the song. It's got a pretty thrashy riff going on. The singer definitely has some gravel to her voice. It gives it a little bit.
Yeah, that's the Joan Jett I was talking about. Joan Jett,
that aggressiveness. Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a pretty solid kick-ass song with good energy. The solo's pretty good. He gets a little long in the solo sometimes. I got this album from them. She gave it to me after the show.
Yeah, somebody in the comment section was like, "Yeah, man, I used to work at Blockbuster Video. And they would come in and rent videos all the time, and they gave me this song on a CD." I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah,
I went and I actually talked to them. They were real nice after the show, and I talked to them, and she gave me the CD for nothing, just for free. I was going to buy it, but It's like, no, here you go. So that's kind of cool. I liked them. They put on a pretty good show. It's not my favorite song off that CD, but it's a decent song. I give it a 7.5.
Oh god damn!
It's
You're way
solid.
wrong on that one. Way wrong.
Man.
Yes.
No.
Oh yes. Oh, ask me if you're wrong.
I'm not, because I'm not.
All right, moving on. Moonspell, formed in Portugal in 1992. This might be our first or maybe second band from Portugal. The song is called White Skies, and it's from their album Alpha Noir Omega White, 2012. All right, here we go. My very first note is, okay, guys, everyone is waiting. Get your asses in gear. Let's fuck shit up, because they spend 30 seconds walking in black and white up to their instruments. We get it. You're edgy. Fucking get up there and play some shit. My next note is this U2? Then I say, is there a cowboy version of Captain Jack Sparrow on drums? Where the hell did the chick with the guitar come from? Was that a young eagle? What the fuck is going on? Moonspell has always reminded me a lot of Typo Negative, except not as good. I am a fan of the Half Naked Chicks. Now, if only whether there was some good music to go with it. Wait, holy shit, was that Alice Cooper? Ribeiro, who apparently is the frontman of the band, released the following statement about their new album. Singing with napalm, and by that he means Napalm Records. Not like he's got jellied gasoline that he's singing with.
Right.
Singing with, that was fucking funny, goddammit. Singing with napalm is a firm step into cutting all the bullshit and work with people who truly believe in us and respect our longevity while helping us to embrace those who have been arriving in the last years to start with us yet another kingdom of darkness under the moon. I mean, how fucking this dude is like one of those dudes who probably has a notebook full of poetry. Our new album is a statement. Our blood is the ink, your skin, the scrolls upon we will write. Napalm Records, our messenger. Be ready. That's what he said. And oh my god, can you be any more corny than that?
Okay.
Did the dude just come off a fucking game of Dungeons and Dragons when he fucking said that shit? Jesus Christ. All right. Moonspell, White Skies, I give a 6.0. I was not a fan of this song at all.
I've heard of this band, but I've never actually listened to them before.
I actually own some of their CDs because of my wife. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I wrote awesome video, and that's because I'm a fan of the Half Naked Chicks.
Fucking A.
They definitely have a Typo Negative sound to them. Very gothic vibe.
Yep.
Low
voice singer. Yep.
Low voice singer. Great video. The singer has you interrupted me, and that was my next note. The singer has a deep voice, but he whispers during the choruses. It's like, I can't hear you. Would like to hear him actually sing that part instead of, I'm going to whisper this part.
Yeah, when he whispered that, I got goosebumps on my testicles.
No, I didn't. Did I mention I liked the video?
I think you did.
Okay, I got goosebumps.
The chick with where she had the two pieces of electrical tape on her boobies. That was good.
Yeah, when she crawled on the bed at the beginning, I got goosebumps on my testicles.
Yeah, you remember that Billy Idol Cradle of Love video?
Yeah.
That video is pretty awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah. I used to have a VHS tape, and I'd have it in the VCR. And whenever a video came, back when MTV actually played videos,
I remember those days.
When a video came on that I liked, I'd hit record and record the video, and that was one of them.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
VHS tapes.
I don't know. The song has a decent melody and a decent hook to it. It's got an interesting sound, but it lacks that something that really makes it jump out, makes it actually really good, like a Typo Negative song.
Right on, brother.
I don't know, 6.5, I guess.
All right, well, you're close on that one.
Yeah.
Give you points for trying. All right, moving on to our next band. It's called Finsterfrost, and the song is called Nix Alasha. Alsasha, right? Which means nothing but ashes in German. And they're from the Schwarzenwald, which is the Black Forest area of Germany, 2004. And the album is called Rastless, 2012. All right, my very first note is, what the fuck kind of trees are those? That guy is going to get a cold. I do like the marching type thing that they had going on. And then, did he steal Donkey Kong's barrel? And then, what the fucking fuck? Is that an accordion? And then the heavy breakdown at 3 minutes is pretty good. And then, okay, I am a fan of the chanting chorus. Like, they have like this like big Viking chanting chorus thing, which I like. And then my last note is I expect Odin is a little annoyed with these guys for not being as awesome as a Monomarth. I give I give this song a 7.0. It's okay. It's like a full music, but it's not Amon Amarth or Interferum or Tyr or Fintroll or Idlevolk or. Okay, I'll stop now. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But that's for force.
So in the description it says I'm not going to try to pronounce that word, but the name of the song, and then in parenthetically it says short version or short edit.
It was like 6
minutes long. Yeah, like 6 minutes is a short version. Oh my god, I don't want to hear the long version.
I just love the way that you pronounce "oh my god" just now. You're totally
oh my god.
Oh my god, like totally.
Oh my god, like totally. You totally threw me off there. Thank you.
That's what I try to do every time.
Pretty heavy, epic opening. I have to admit, the opening of the song is really cool. The main
that's a marching thing I was talking about.
Yeah, the main rhythm guitars are pure headbanging sweetness. It makes you want to go marching off to war or to slay a dragon, or
right on, buddy.
Possibly both, and then grab a sandwich on the way back. Then they insert an unusual, I guess that was the accordion. I couldn't make out what it was exactly.
That's an accordion.
Yeah, an unusual instrument in there. I have no idea what he's saying. I'm just here for the music, dude. At 3:50, it gets a little more atmospheric with that big vocal chorus you were talking about, and they even threw in some horns in there. Then towards 4.5 minutes, it starts to sound like your typical black metal, where they just do the speed riff thing, you know. That they do, which it really started to lose its flavor at that point, because it stood out before that, and then it just kind of they drifted, and it started to get, you know, elevator music type vibe going on. Yeah, and then it just kind of dies out. They do the big chorus thing again. It kind of dies out. 7.0 also.
Wait, we did make 5. Fucking A.
Yeah, I know.
All right, now these last 2 songs were fucking Dreadwind redeemed himself on this fucking playlist here.
Yep.
All right, the first one.
Satyricon was like the one band other than Vainglory, because I listened to Vainglory before. So it's like there are like 2 bands on here that I actually.
Now he's trying to backpedal himself out of the hole he dug, right?
No, I'm not, because I didn't know. I was doing. Last week you were like, I love obscure stuff, man. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna look up some really obscure fucking shit that I've never heard of before, and that's where this list came from.
Oh, he's trying to blame it on me now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Satyricon. No, I'm just fucking with you, man. I know it's hard to pick shit sometimes. All right, Satyricon. They were formed in Oslo, Norway, in 1991, and the song is called "King," and the album is called "Now." Diabolical, 2006. I kind of love the riff they have going.
Yes.
And the entire song, that riff is just pretty neat. It's like Satyricon does a lot of that. They have this like really unique sounding riff that they do. I don't know if that's done through guitar tones and speed or whatever the fuck. This sounds really neat. Also, I love how they decided to piss off every one of their fans by going completely abandoning black metal and going with a totally different sound. The vocals almost sound like he's arguing with himself. Like he does like this, goes on to this like vocal riff, and then he just like does another vocal riff like right on top of it with like it's like a whole different tone to it. So almost sounds like he's arguing. So it sounds so schizophrenic, right?
Right.
And at one point, he definitely sounds like he says, "Donald Trump hates your guts." And I don't think that's what he says, but I saw somebody say it in the comments. I was like, "No way!" And I listened to it, like, it does kind of sound like that, right?
That's one of those implied subliminal things where
subliminal, right.
Yeah, where it's like when you deliberately mishear a lyric.
Oh
like,
yeah, right.
It's like the
like Blinded by the Light.
No, I was gonna say the Jimi Hendrix song where it says, "Excuse me while I kiss this guy."
Oh yeah.
But you know it's sky, but you always hear once you hear
"Kiss this guy," right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you made me fucking lose my train of thought. All right. Okay. My next note is he describing Smaug the dragon? Because he keeps saying shit like long fangs and curved horns. What is he fucking talking about Smaug? Is like some fucking river community gonna get fucked up here? All right. I love the change up at 2:23. And then, okay, here we go. The band's more recent albums from the mid 2000s to present day have further abandoned the band's earlier black metal style. And if you read any of the comments in any Satyricon video, anything after 2000, you will see a fuckload of black metal fans bitching. The tempo of the music is mostly. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say. You remember we talked about mishearing lyrics, right? You know the song "Bad Moon Rising"?
Yeah.
You know the part where he goes, "There's a bad moon on the rise," right?
Yeah. Yeah.
My mom always used to sing that. "There's a bathroom on the right."
Oh my God, my wife says the same thing.
Yeah, it's weird. Your wife from Kentucky?
No.
All right. Okay. So moving on. The tempo of the music is mostly slower compared to their earlier extensive blast beat usage. And there's no blast beat in this one.
Yeah.
Also features similar song structures influenced by old school rock and heavy metal with some mild elements of their earlier. Yeah, it's basically black metal light, right?
Mm-hmm.
But overall more accessible sound. And again, that's what pisses black metal people off the most. Like, oh my God, you can hear what they're saying. You can tell the difference between drum beats. It doesn't just sound like.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, they don't sound like every other black metal band in the world. We can't.
Right. In fact, it's called black and roll is what their style is called. Anyway, Satyricon. I like Satyricon. I like their song. They have a song called Black Crow on a Tombstone, I think. It's a really good song. Anyway, this is a good one too, King. I give it an 8.0 drill.
I like in the video how the guy is headbanging before the music even starts.
That was great.
It's like, wait a minute, you know what's coming, right?
Yeah. Dude, sometimes, like when you go into a concert, you got to start headbanging outside, right? You're in line.
Yeah. You just gotta get ready, gotta get loosened up.
All right.
It's black metal with catchy riffs.
Yep.
You know, the video itself is low quality, but I think that was just because of the upload on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to see. But as far as the music goes, this is what you get when Satan wants to start up a pop band, but then it ends up being a black metal song that grabs you by the nuts and won't let you go until you're headbanging in time with the music.
I like it.
The solo was good. The song's not too long. It's got a good groove to it.
Yeah, I think it was only like just over 3 minutes, I think.
Yeah. I really I gave 8.5. I really enjoyed it.
Holy shit, you out fucking voted me on a Satyricon song?
Gorge, you on Satyricon.
God damn. God damn it, maybe the end of the world is this Saturday. Holy shit.
Oh, maybe so. I didn't think about that.
All right, our next band is Evil. And they are from Huddersfield, England, 2004. I didn't even fucking write the album down. What the fuck? I'm slacking. All right, I fucked up one time in 51 episodes, so fuck off. Anyway, the song is called Thrasher, and since I read the name of the song Thrasher, I remember those like Thrasher magazine that I used to get all the time. I used to look at like shit like, oh man, Tony Hawk is so great. And I got there on my skateboard, I would like fucking suck. I'd do like a rail grind and like a fucking kickflip. That was like the extent of my tricks.
Was it Thrasher or Dreadnought also?
Yes, he was. No, yeah, it was. He was the dude who drove the Thunder Machine.
Yeah.
He had like a little shock of white hair in his fucking head and shit. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, now you're catching on. All right. My first note is the drummer has a Thundercats tattoo. That's pretty awesome.
I saw that.
And here we go. I love Evil. This song is a prime example. Why? Great thrash metal all around. Evil's sound is primarily influenced by classical thrash metal, citing bands such as, and get ready for some great bands, Overkill, Metallica, Megadeth, Slayer, Exodus, Testament, Annihilator, Nevermore, Pantera, Sepultura, all fucking amazing bands. Nevermore kind of a little half-assed. The rest of them really good. Though they're also influenced by death metal bands like, wait for it, Obituary, right? That's a pretty good resume right there. In fact, on December 8th, I don't know what year, so fuck off. December 8th of some year, guitarist Ol, which I guess his name is just O-L, paid tribute to the late Chuck Schuldiner by covering Death's Voice of the Soul. Which Chuck Schuldiner, pretty influential in death metal.
Yep.
Anyway, Evil Thrasher, this is the best song in this entire list. I give it an 8.5 rating.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we're going to be reversed on these two because... yeah. Anyway,
Evil.
thrasher,
Mhm.
pure 80s thrash metal.
Right.
Period.
It should be.
The only thing they're missing is the bullet belts.
Oh, yeah.
They even got the flying V's. They got
Do they have the
the black
spiked wrist
t-shirts and
bracelets?
everything. No, well, they didn't have the spike wrist bracelets, so they're
They're missing two
that too.
things.
They're missing two things, yeah. But he did have a Thundercats tattoo, so he makes up on that. And he was sporting a mohawk even.
Fuck yeah,
So
dude.
that's very punk of him. The singer reminds me of a young Tom Araya.
Oh, totally.
Very, very Slayer-esque. The entire song is very Slayer-esque, if you ask me.
That's why it's fucking awesome.
If you like your thrash metal straight up old school and 100% non-diluted thrash, then this is the band for you. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, it kicks ass. I gave it an 8.0.
Also, we did reverse it exactly on those.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We reversed the last two.
Oh, that's pretty close enough.
And I'll just make one quick comment. I noticed that a lot of the comment sections, people were like commenting because the bass player is a black guy. So a lot of people were making these stupid freaking comments. Oh, this is black metal. Get it? Like,
that's
really? Do you have to be that infantile about it?
That's fucking stupid.
If you've been around the metal scene for any length of time, this is nothing new.
Right.
I've seen tons and tons of bands with black guys in them.
Fucking Sepultura had a black lead singer for a while, and Sepultura
I think
is
they still have them, don't they?
Maybe, I don't know, but Sepultura is like the most one of the most legendary thrash bands of all time.
Seven Dust is another one. Got a black dude for a singer.
What's the one Fish band? Fishity Fish.
Fishity Fish.
God damn it! You know what I'm talking about. Ah, god damn it. Fuck it. They're all black in that band. I can't fucking think of the name of the band. God damn it.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, yeah. You've been around metal long enough. If you're into metal and you've been around the music scene long enough, it's not really that big of a deal because they're out there. You see them. They're just metalheads like the rest of us. I don't give a shit what color their skin is.
Yeah, me neither.
Get up on stage. They play awesome music. That's all I care about. They're cool dudes.
Yeah, right on.
Leave it at that.
Unless they're Irish. So. Fuck those guys. I'm just joking. Right?
I'm Irish.
Yeah, I have Irish ancestry too.
Actually, I'm Scottish, but
Scottish.
So, yeah, I can.
That fucking explains the skirts. All right, moving on. Yeah, this week we made another one of our. That's it. Does it for our reviews, right? And again, if you songs, you go ahead and go into our description and give you the song list. You're like, oh my god, these guys are dead on. They can fucking know what they're talking about, right? Anyway, this week we decided to do another top 5 like we do every week. This week we decided to do, for some reason, warplanes throughout history. And I don't know where I came up with that shit. I fucking hit my head on the cabinet earlier, did maybe that was what did it. But anyway, my number 5 is the ME-262, the very first production fighter jet of all time. Unfortunately, it comes from Nazi Germany, but the ME-262, and like a lot of the, they were interviewing American pilots, and they're like, we saw the ME-262, and we were like, what the fuck is that thing as it streaked by us? Because it was like destroyed the other planes in like speed and maneuverability. But ME-262 is my number 5, Dreadwind.
Yeah, I had a hard time coming up with an actual number 5. And being that we're based off of Transformer characters that transform into airplanes, I would be, remiss if I didn't mention the F-16 that my character is after. But that being said, I've never been a big fan of single engine.
Oh yeah, yep.
Planes. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So in this place, I'm gonna go with the F-18 Hornet.
Oh, the F-18 Hornet. All right, good one.
Standing plane. Yes.
Totally. All right, my number 4 is the A-10 Thunderbolt II, also known as the A-10 Warthog. And I like it first off because the pilot basically sits in a titanium bathtub to prevent him from getting hit with ground fire. And it's got 2 engines on it, and it can fly with just one of them. And it has one of the most badass guns ever, the GAU-8 Avenger Vulcan cannon, which fires 30mm rounds at 6,000 rounds a minute. And they say every one of those rounds is like a grenade. So, yeah. And plus, the Rattler was based on it, and also, unfortunately, shitty-ass power glide. But go ahead with your number 4, Doug.
Yeah, number 4 for me is the SR-71 Blackbird.
Oh, holy fuck, I can't believe I didn't put that on your gun.
Oh, just an amazing piece of technology, especially considering when it was built, because we didn't
Right.
even know about it for like
Right.
another 20 years later.
Right. Late 60s. And I think it's still the fastest plane ever.
Yeah, the top speed has never been officially released.
Mm-hmm.
They just say the top speed is over Mach 3.5.
Yeah. In fact, I heard
Yeah.
that it outran a Russian missile that went like almost Mach 5.
Yeah.
So that's pretty fucking quick, right? Okay.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
number three.
It flew from like LA to Washington in like an hour and a half or something like
Right.
that.
Insane.
Yeah.
Right. My number 3 is the AC-130 Spooky Puff the Magic Dragon. Basically, they took a C-130 cargo plane. They put like 2 miniguns on it, and then they put like a 40 millimeter Bofors cannon set on there, and then they put like a 105 millimeter howitzer on a fucking plane, which is insane. But my dad said that, like, the Spookies, which what they're called in Vietnam, he said like they would like which is not the puff. It's not the same AC-130, but the same idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said that, like, it was the ultimate in ground support, right? And they use these AC-130s, right? They'll just basically orbit a special operations mission, and like, either the Green Berets, the Delta Force, the Navy SEALs, or whatever, they'll just radio up there, and they're like, "Hey, here's this like house that's giving us problems," and the AC-130 will be like, "All right, well, there's not a house there anymore. Just whop, and it's gone."
Yeah.
Insane. All right, my AC-130 is my number 3, Dreadman.
That was one of the first close CAS planes, wasn't
Right.
it?
Yeah. Yep. Totally.
Yeah. All right, number 3 for me, the F4 Phantom II.
Oh, dude, good choice. Good choice.
It's first of all, it's such a unique design of the plane. The way the wings sit and the way the tail end with the engines, it's an iconic profile.
Silhouette. Yeah, I was gonna say
Silhouette, yeah, to begin with, and it was the workhorse for Vietnam,
Yep.
and for the longest time, and I think to this day it's the only aircraft to have been used in both the United States Air Force Thunderbirds and the U.S. Navy Blue Angels.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was used for both performance teams.
There are still countries today flying F4s in their air forces, so
Yeah.
that's something.
Yep.
So, and also, I remember that originally the F4s didn't have guns on them, and then they realized we probably need some guns on this.
Right. Well, that was when they were relying too much on missile technology, and they were coming out with, the radar was coming out, and they're like, oh well, dogfighting is a thing of the past. Now that we have the missiles, we're going to be able to shoot our enemies away from miles away. You only have to get close. And turned out the missiles were pieces of shit, and they didn't work the way they thought it was going to work, and so that all went to shit, and they had to put guns on the plane.
Right on. My number 2, F-22 Raptor. It's fucking oh my god!
Picked that one. Yes.
The F-22 Raptor is just an amazing plane, right? And if you ever see them up close, they just look like death incarnate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this. There's a squadron of F-22s in Alaska, right? And they took 5 F-22s and put them up against, like, I don't know, like 100 F-15s in like this war games. And the F-15 guys were like, we had no idea where the fuck they were. They just came out of nowhere and took us out, and they just shredded our formation in no time, and just totally kicked their asses with no effort at all.
Yeah.
So the F-22, and that's saying something, because the F-15 Eagle is a pretty good plane. So F-22 Raptor is my number 2. Dreadman.
Yeah, I almost picked that one on my list. That's a great plane, and so much better than the F-35 that they're trying to replace it with.
Lightning. Yep.
Yeah, amazing aircraft. My number 2 is the A-10.
Oh yeah,
also
fucking symbiotic.
The Thunderbolt, right, the Thunderbolt 2, aka the Warthog, aka the Tank Killer.
Yep.
Aka the Flying Gun.
Yep. Build it around the gun. Yep.
Yeah, they said, look, here's a gun. We want it to fly. Make this gun fly, basically, is what they said. Okay, we can do that. The pilot sits in a titanium tub.
Yep.
It's one of the only planes that can take the beating that it takes and still come home. And I guarantee you that that noise of the cannon, ground troops absolutely love to see this plane come over the horizon.
All right, so fuck
Absolutely.
that. My number one is the F-15 Eagle, right? And the reason why I picked the F-15 Eagle is because it's an amazing plane. It set a fuckload of speed records when it first came out, and it's always been it was a top-notch, unbeatable dogfighter for the longest time. And see, this F-15 came out at a time when like everybody was fucking ejaculating all over the F-14 because they're like, oh god, the F-14 is so fucking amazing. But I got to pick the Eagle because I don't know, just it's still in service in a bunch of countries. Fuck, I think we still use F-15 Eagles.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
you know why they developed that, right?
I don't know, because maybe like to probably counteract something the Russians did.
Yeah, it was the MiG, the Foxbat.
Oh yeah.
Which actually, if you ever look at the Foxbat, it basically looks like an F-15.
Gotcha.
And it was, I want to say it was an F-4 encountered the Foxbat. I can't remember the exact numbers. Is that the MiG-25 maybe?
I don't know. Good question.
Or 31. I forget the number, but anyway, it's the Foxbat. Okay, well no, it's the Foxbat. I know it's the Foxbat.
MiG-25 is the Foxbat, yes.
Okay, that's the one. It looks just like an F-15.
The funny part about that is it's not really the Foxbat. That's just the name that we gave it.
Well, yeah.
That's the NATO name.
But yeah, that was our code name for it. Yeah, I think it was an F-4 came across it, and they didn't know they hadn't seen it before, and it was somewhere like around Alaska, and then it started to climb and get away from them. So like, okay, we'll follow it. So they went to follow it, and then they couldn't. They got to a certain point and they couldn't go anymore, and the MiG just kept going and completely outran it. And they're like,
yeah, and NORAD said, uh-oh.
Yeah, Houston, we have a problem. The Russians have a plane that we cannot keep up with. So that's where they developed the F-15 to specifically combat that plane.
All right.
So there you go. There's some info for your head.
What's your number one?
My number one's I'm going old school. P-51 Mustang.
Oh, totally.
Just this plane, like it helped turn the tide of the war.
Yeah, totally. You could escort the bombers all the way to Germany and back.
Absolutely, it was a game changer during World War II.
As soon as you paired it up with that Merlin engine.
Yeah, yep, and just a great design, fast plane, greatly maneuverable, highly maneuverable, greatly maneuverable. Listen to me, highly maneuverable. To this day, pilots love flying a P-51. The pilots just say it's a great flying experience. If you can ever get a chance to actually fly one, it's a joy to fly. So there you
go. It's also iconic. It's like they say on the military history channel. If you close your eyes and think of a World War II plane, chances are it's going to look something like the P-51 Mustang.
Yep.
And that just goes to show you, that Drew and I are, not only are we metalheads, we're also fucking history buffs and nerds. So
yeah,
a lot of stuff like that. A lot of stuff like that we like. Our interests kind of coincides. That's why we get along so well. So anyway, that does it for Hangar 18 this week, and I'm not gonna be doing shit this weekend. Drew, you got anything going on?
No, just the end of the world.
All right, just fine. No, I think that was supposed to be last week.
Yeah, I know when you said it earlier, though.
We keep surviving these ends of the world. Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. Fucking horns up, metal forever, Dreadwind.
Stay metal.
All right, we're out.